Hey guys and welcome back to my channel, where today I'm going to be showing you all the steps needed to complete the Rave in the Redwoods Easter egg. Now the first main step to this Easter egg is to go to Turtle Island, go up to the Pack-a-Punch room and talk to Kevin Smith. If you don't know how to get to the Pack-a-Punch, if you don't know how to turn on the power, then I'll have it linked down in the description below, as well as a card on screen right now if you want to go ahead and find out how to do that. But what you need to do is talk to Kevin Smith, and what this will do is spawn a little photo in the map. So after you've spoken to Kevin Smith, you need to take the zipline back to the main part of the map. You need to make your way over to the recreational area. This picture that spawned in the map is going to spawn in the exact same place every single time you do this Easter egg, and it's going to be right behind this massive mannequin on the floor. Once you pick this picture up, the next step is to actually go ahead and do like a little ritual thing. But before you want to go ahead and do the ritual, you want to make sure that you're set up. You want to make sure you've got at least like Juggernog and Quick Revive if you need it. And the main thing I'm going to recommend for this is to have the crossbow. If you don't know how to build the crossbow, if you don't know how to upgrade the crossbow, again I'm going to have a card on screen right now for you, as well as a link down in the description below if you want to go ahead and find out how to do that. But assuming you know how to get the upgraded crossbow of your choice, then with this picture you need to go over to the adventure course area, and there's going to be a little area in the grass where you can actually hold square to place down the item in the grass. What this will do is cause you to go into rave mode, but it'll also start like a little ritual. And what you need to do from here is actually start shooting all the zombies in the arms. You need to get arm kills. For each arm that you shoot off, the zombie souls are going to be collected into where you put that picture down. And it needs quite a few souls. I think it's going to need around about 20 or so. And once you eventually got enough arm kills, what it's going to do is start glowing blue, and it's going to want you to pick it back up. Go over to where you place the photo down and pick it back up, and a slasher is going to spawn. From here, this is where you need good weapons. You need to make sure that when you come out of raid mode, that you kill the slasher. Because this is an Easter egg slasher, you can kill him, but again, it has to be outside of rave mode. So wait until rave mode runs out. Get your crossbow or your gun of choice and start shooting at the slasher. Make sure that he dies. He takes a few bullets, but he does die pretty quickly. Once you've killed him, go back over to where you put the photo down and pick it up, and then you'll have a cleanse photo. That'll be part 1 of 3 complete, and that's also 1 of 3 rituals complete as well. From here, what you want to do is go back over to Turtle Island, talk to Kevin Smith again, and this will cause a second photo to spawn into the map. The location of this second photo is in the same room as the Toughen Up machine. As you walk through the door on the right hand side on the floor, it's going to be sitting right there, and you just simply pick this picture up. Now what you want to do is take the zipline down to the recreational area, and as soon as you drop down, there's going to be a little prompt on the floor that tells you to hold square to start the little ritual thing. So again, you can go ahead and do this. This time, however, you're going to need to start shooting the zombies in the legs. So for this step, I recommend either having the shotgun, or something else that somebody told us during this live stream that actually worked really well, was the fact that you can use gas grenades, and that will also go towards the leg kills as well, because it causes a load of crawlers. But keep on getting leg kills until you've got enough, and until that ritual thing has done. What you need to do is, again like the first one, you need to go ahead and hold square to pick up that item. For us, a slasher didn't spawn, but sometimes a slasher will spawn, so you just got to be prepared for that as well. If a slasher does spawn, obviously go ahead and kill him. If he doesn't spawn, then great, you can save your ammo. Make sure you pick up that photo, and that'll be part 2 or 3 complete. For the third and final ritual, what you need to do is go back over to Turtle Island one more time and talk to Kevin Smith. Once you've spoken to him, a skull is going to appear in the map. So from here, what you want to do is take the zipline back to the main island, and you actually want to go over to the spawn area and go down into the basement area where the power room is. And right there on the floor is going to be where you can pick up a skull. Once you've picked the skull up, what you need to do is take it over to the docks area, and there's going to be a little area again where you can place it down, and you guessed it, you got to do another ritual. This time, however, you've got to get headshots. The easiest way I would say to do this is round up the zombies in that little train and then just go ahead and shoot all their heads. It does it really quickly. And again, after you've done that and you hold square to pick up the item, a slasher will most likely spawn. If he does, then go ahead and kill him outside of raid mode. If he doesn't spawn, then you're perfect to go on to the next step. So once you've done all 3 rituals, once you have the 2 photos and the skull as well all cleansed, your next step is to go down back into the little power room in the basement and go to the next round. Once you've gone on to the next round, there are these little buttons on the wall, and I believe it's 1 button per player, so all the players in the game are going to need to come down into this basement and hold these buttons, but what you need to do is all hold square on these buttons at the exact same time. Once you've done that, you're basically ready to go into the boss fight. So before you go into the boss fight, you need to make sure that you have everything set up. You get your perks, get your wonder weapons, get like any other weapons that you need, and once you're finally ready to go into the boss fight, come over to the docks and come over to the boat where you normally would go into to go to the Pack-a-Punch. This time, however, you notice that Kevin Smith is in the boat. Make sure everyone in your team gets into the boat, and then you're setting off towards Turtle Island. As you get to Turtle Island, Kevin Smith freaks out and he actually falls out of the boat and he'll turn into the big slasher. From here, you're basically in the boss fight, so what you need to do is basically keep on running around, Make sure that you're always running, don't get hit by the zombies or whatever. And this boss fight does take a while, so just bear that in mind as well. It took us, I believe, around about 20 minutes or so. But saying that, it was actually quite an easy boss fight. So this boss fight has 3 rounds to it, and all the rounds are basically the same, but I'm going to talk you through all of them anyway. For the first round, what you have is 3 skulls. You've got one in the middle, one on the right hand side, and one on the left hand side of the island. These skulls need to fill up with souls, and they actually fill up with a lot of souls. It takes a while to fill them up. But what you need to do is fill up these skulls until they've risen up in the end, until they disappear. I would recommend for this step to use nothing but your crossbow, just because they kill zombies really quickly. And if you keep on killing the zombies, keep on running around, make sure you don't go down or anything, then you'll find to go on to the next part of this boss fight, which is once you got these skulls filled up, there's going to be a circle on the floor, which marks where you need to bring over the slasher. So, for instance, over here, we've got a circle on the floor, and we're trying to bring the slasher over so he walks over it. Once he walks into the circle, he's going to have a little bright spot on his body for a little bit that you need to make sure that you shoot in time before it disappears. Make sure you shoot that bright spot on his body, and this will start the next step of the first round. Once you shot that bright spot, the next part is that you have these little symbols all over his body, and you need to shoot around about 10 symbols or so before he actually dies. So every time you shoot a symbol, just move back, make sure you move around, make sure you don't get down from him, because he will jump towards you, he will use certain different attacks that can damage you, and it will obviously make you red screen. But like I say, he has around about 10 or so of these little symbols all over his body. They can spawn honestly on his arms, on his legs, on his stomach, literally anywhere. You need to keep on making sure that you're looking at the slasher straight on so that you can actually shoot him. For this step, it actually helped a lot. I had the double pack-a-punch starting pistol, the Kendall 44. They work perfectly with the slasher at this step. I would however recommend not to use the bows in this step, just because the bows didn't actually work that well for us and they're really inaccurate. But after you've shot all 10 of these symbols, the slasher is going to jump on top of the house, and this will start phase 2. By the way, there are these max ammos at the side as well that you can keep on picking up. They spawn really quite often, so the ammo shouldn't really be that much of an issue, just because they spawn probably about 4 or 5 times for us in the entire boss fight. So for round 2, you honestly just need to do the exact same thing, but only this time you've got little green circles that you need to walk into. The reason is that he sets his whole island on fire, but these little green circles are like your safe areas that you need to get into. This is fine, however, because if you have one of those bows, you literally just need to stand in the circle and shoot your bow, and these skeletons that come towards you, which are stronger than normal zombies, they'll die really quickly because you got your bow, and the bows are really overpowered. Stay inside of these green circles until they disappear, and you'll go back into Rave mode. From this point, yet again, you need to fill up these skulls. I believe each round that you do this, these skulls will need more and more souls. You'll also notice that this time that the slasher is actually blocked off with like invisible walls, certain areas. What you need to do now is that if you wanted to get to one side to the other of Turtle Island, you'll need to sort of make a diversion and go around rather than just straight through. But you need to make sure that you fill up these skulls yet again, and you basically just do the exact same step over and over again. Once you fill up the skulls, you need to make sure you walk the slasher over the circle, which is going to be in a different location this time. Once you walked over the circle, just shoot his orb on his body, then shoot those 10 symbols on his body. He's going to go away again, and then that will start phase 3, which is the final step of this Easter egg boss fight. And again, with this Easter egg boss fight, with the third step, it's going to be the exact same yet again. Go in the green circles, make sure you kill the zombies, go into Rave mode, fill up the skulls, walk the slasher over the circle, shoot his body a load of times, and finally on the third step, when you do this, on the third wave of doing this, the slasher will eventually open up and you'll be able to shoot him, and he'll take damage anywhere on his body. Once he's at this stage, you literally just need to keep on shooting at him loads of different times. We were shooting at him with the double upgraded pistols and all sorts, and he died really quickly. And eventually at this point, you've basically almost done the Easter egg. He'll fall down, he'll die, and then the summoning key will spawn right where he dies. Go over, pick up the summoning key, and that will be your Easter egg completed. I believe that both players or all players in your game will need to hold square on the summoning key in order to do the Easter egg. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we both had to do it ourselves in order for the cutscene to show. But once you see the summoning key, go ahead, pick it up, and congratulations, you've done the Rave in the Redwoods Easter egg. You watch the cutscene, which is very short, and then afterwards you've just got a ton of money. Honestly guys, this Easter egg was so much easier than Zombies in Spaceland, so if you struggle with Zombies in Spaceland, you'll probably be able to do this Easter egg a lot easier. But with that being said guys, I believe that is everything for this video, so if you like this video, go ahead, leave it a like rating and comment down below. Subscribe around here for more zombies content, and as always, I'll see you next time. Peace out.